Okay. So general formal for the while loops, okay, while condition and then this statement. Okay, this is the format for it, while this condition and this statement. So later, let me show you the example not yet here. Okay, so for this, the condition is like this. Okay, if the condition is evaluated and then if it's true, the statement will execute. Okay, if it is false, this is not fulfilled, then it will skip. Then the loop is finished and the program statement followed by statement execute. Okay, so for the flowchart, okay, so last time the flowchart for the repetition and the selection is similar. They are using diamond because you are making decision either true or false. But then this one, when true, you are going to loop back. Okay, looping back to this expression. Okay, so it will keep looping until the statement becomes false. Okay, so now you can type on your computer the Python Jupyter, okay, to type this and then run. Everyone please do this. So once you complete it, you can raise up your hand. Okay, thank you. Who just joined the class? Let me call again. Sarah, are you here, Sarah? Sarah. Sarah not here. Amiru Amni, are you here?
Yes, doctor.
Abdi Riza, Muhammad Abdi Riza. Abdi Riza not here? Tadi Abdi Riza ada kan? Abdi Riza was here, is it? I confused. You have Abdi Nasir, Abdi Riza. Oh, not here. Okay. So 2 absent. Please do this one. You finish, you raise up your hands. Sarah, you just join ya. I dah tutup attendance tadi ni. Sekejap. Okay, Yazid, laptop. Okay, some of you guys having laptop issues. So most of you now are at kampung, right? Last time, before Raya, sent back to home, everyone, and then now cannot come back already. But some of you memang at home lah. So stay home, don't go anywhere, any place. Stay home, stay safe. Abdi Riza is still not here? Okay, so Abdi Riza absent. Sarah, I already took your attendance. Okay, so please complete this and run. You get this result, yeah? Okay, so let me see who else not check complete. Sarah baru join, so not check. Atika. Who else? Masa mood raya kan this week? Tak ada mood kerja kan? Tak ada mood kerja. Tak ada mood nak kelas kan? Walaupun tak raya kan? Sabar ya kalian. Saya pun dah rasa bosan dah asyik kena kerja. Kena duduk kat rumah je. Anyone not yet done?
Doctor,
Yes.
can you check your Telegram?
Huh?
Telegram. I just sent you some message.
Yeah, I know your laptop is not working, right? You said. So it's okay. Okay, so let me explain this. So before this, you are already learned about the sequential structure, which is one by one. And the week before Raya, you learned that to create a program that can make selection. Okay. So after you can make selection, now is what? Now is you can make a program that can ask you, do you want to recalculate? Do you want to identify another set? And then it can check for the validations. Okay, like you go to the ATM. After you select to do the to check the balance, the program will still ask you, do you want to proceed another transaction? So that one is belongs to the while statement. This looping statement means you can ask the user want to proceed again or not. So this one is using this while statement. So for your project, must be able to do the while looping also. So let's say last time the assignment is doing the selections for the 4 shapes, right? So your calculation can select based on the shapes. But now after that, it will just finish. Cannot repeat, right? But with using while statement, you can ask the user, do you want to calculate again? If yes, you press N. If yes, you select Y and so on. So if you fulfill that condition, then it will loop back to the menu. Okay, so your project must be able to do until this. And test 2 will until this stage. Okay, so you can see that this is a first example. Okay, you can see number equal to 1. So this is initializations. Okay, so this is an example, like looping example. There are many ways to do the while. Okay, so while number is less or equal to 5, you will print hello. So each time after you print the hello, you will have a condition of this, update the variable for conditions. So number plus equal to 1 means that number equal to number plus 1. So first is starting, let me change to pen, wait a minute. Okay, so for this one, this looping, okay, so the number initially was 1, but then it will print the first hello, and here is 1, and then it will plus 1 after the hello, so the number become 2. So when 2, okay, it will loop back to check this condition. So 2 is still less or equal to 5, so it will still print hello. Okay, so it will print hello, and then it will plus 1 again, so it becomes 3. When 3, it loop back to this number 5 again. 3 is still less than 5. So you will print again hello. So after print the hello, the number will update to become 4. Okay, so 4, it will go back to loop back to this, checking this condition. Okay, the loop condition is still less than 5. So it will proceed to print hello. So hello, okay, is 4, and then you plus again 1 after the printing, so become 5. So 5, when you look back, it is still less or equal to 5. That's why it will still proceed to print hello. So now hello already 5. and then 5 plus equal to 1 becomes 6. Becomes 6 when they look back to the top. 6 is not greater or equal to 5. It's no longer this. Okay? So 6 already this, so it will not proceed to print hello. So it will skip this and then it will proceed to next one. So this print, there is no tapping like this, right? So this one belongs outside of while statement, means next stage. So that's why it print complete. Okay, the last one. Okay, so you have to know how to get this. Okay. So this is the explanation. So you will test these conditions. This is the initialization. You test, okay, the first round, the number equal to 1, you test these conditions. So while the number is less or equal to 5, you print this condition until the condition becomes false. Okay? So we will run this statement once, completing the loops. Okay, so for the flowchart, okay, this one is a little bit error here. It supposedly is a parallelogram because it's printing the output. Okay, if you have the slide with you, you can do the corrections. Okay, so this is it. So here you supposedly you have a number equal to 1 at here lah. Okay, number equal to 1, this is initializations. So number is less or equal to 5 is true, then it will go to print hello. After that, you will add 1 to the number and then it will go back to check. And then it will go multiple times when it still fulfill the condition and is less or equal to 5. Then once it becomes 6, it will go back to the false. It will go to the next step. This is the looping lah. Okay, so while it's a pre-test loop, okay, so the condition is evaluated before the loop executes. Okay, so the following loops will be never execute. Why is never execute? So you have the same program with you now, but then the initializations, I now put it becomes 6. When 6, initialization is 6, it is greater than 5. So it is not fulfilling these conditions. That's why it will never execute this. It will just print complete. Okay, so it will directly go to complete only. It will not show you the result. Okay, you can try also this at your program if you don't believe me. Okay, so I go to next one. So watch out for the infinite loops. Infinite loops mean the loops will never end. It will keep run. Okay, so the loop must be contain the code to make the expression. Okay, to make the expression become false. Okay, the loop will have no way of stopping. Means that if you have no conditions, the content code to make the expression become false, it will keep running, and without stopping. So such a loop is called an infinite loop. Okay, infinite loop. So because it will repeat an infinite numbers of time. So what happened is you copy your program, you copy your program into another cell, and then you remove. Okay, you remove the condition of that. So it will keep printing hello. Okay. So you can try it now. Put out your hand first, and then you try to run. Okay, you try to run. Is it like never ending? You keep saying hello. Okay. You keep saying hello to you. So if you want someone to say hello to you, if you are too lonely at home, you can make this coding. So the program is going to say hello to you, level N. Okay. So avoid these infinite loops. Okay. So everyone, this is easy, right? Avoid the infinite loops. Okay, you must have certain condition lah, if you want to avoid the infinite loops. Okay, so let me continue again. So using the while loop for input validation. Last time I also asked you, teach you to do the validation by using the if conditions, right? But it is better. But if you're using if, you need to use if and else, so it will become nested. Okay, by using while, your program will become easier to manage. It will not become so many stages of nested loop. But yeah, if your program is very complicated, for example, for your project, so you need to base on the suitability lah. You can choose. Okay, so input validation is the process of inspecting data that given to the program as input and determine whether it is valid or not. So the while loop can be used to create input routines that reject invalid data. Okay, you must reject invalid data and repeat until the data is entered. So this is good because once it's reject, it will ask the user to key in the new value and key in the new option until it is valid. Okay, so this is a general pseudocode for a validation. Okay, still remember pseudocode and flowchart. So this is example pseudocode. Read an item input. Okay, while the input is invalid, display an error message and read the input again, and then end the while. Okay, so this is the flowchart. So flowchart, this one, when you see the looping, okay, read the value first. When the option, like you're using the option maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, or key in any value like if you want to ask. So check it is valid, then you will go to is valid, then you will go to no. It is invalid, then you will go to S. Display error message and ask the user to key in the value and loop back until the user key in the valid values. Okay, so this one you need to try to type it now. Okay, you can do this now. Put out your hand again, and then you can do this. Okay, do this. It's not much. It's only 2 more slides for this. Then we'll go to 4. Okay, do this. Typing. Abdi Rizal, you just joined the class?
Yes, doctor.
Why are you late? I already took the attendance. I need to go to take your attendance again.
Sorry, doctor. My internet is very poor, you know. My connection is very bad.
Where are you now?
I'm staying in my house.
You're not staying in hostel, you mean?
Ma'am, no. I just stay in private house.
Oh, but it's in Batu Pahat, Parit Raja?
Right, yeah. I'm near for Bestari.
I think all of you will go for the internship next semester, this coming century, right? For this class, is it? You guys are going for the internship, is it?
Allah, yeah, doctor, I don't know it.
The training, the LI. I saw some of you get registered in the LI, but I have not yet find a place.
Maybe.
Please do not wait until last minute. I cannot help you guys to find a place. Wait, I'm taking the attendance. So everyone, please do this first. Once you finish, I will proceed again. So this one is good example for you to practice before you do your project and test 2. Test 2, you need to do coding with validation purpose. Normally, I haven't seen the questions. Test 1 is not up to here. Test 1 is chapter 1 to 4. Yeah, the internet recently is quite poor. I'm not there to go to the office to conduct the class. Last time, it signed me up for 3 times until I cancel the class. So now I just stay home and conduct my class at home instead. Okay, do this, and once you finish, you raise up your hands. If you have problems, so check, must be only typing errors. Okay, some already start to finish. It's just simple, this one. Okay. So some of you are late, so I remind again, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock to 9:30 test. Okay. So by 7:30, you should be standby in front of your PC, and then 7:45, the questions and the student declaration form will be uploaded in the Google Classroom. I already scheduled it. Okay, by 7:90, you need to submit it, all handwritings. Okay, you have test 1 and test 2. This subject, no final. Test 1, I think it's 20 marks or 10 marks, I cannot remember. But the highest mark is projects. Yeah, your test 1 is next week. And then your test 2 will be on 24th June.
So, Doctor,
Yes?
the exam will start 8 a.m., right?
8 p.m., yes, 8 o'clock. To
Until 9:30.
Yes, at night time, 8 to 9:30.
So, are we going like to have some extra time for submission?
No, 1.5 hours including submission.
Including, all right.
It's just few questions. Like I give you the example for last semester, but it's different questions. Okay, if you focus in the class enough, supposedly you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, like, Doctor, for the questions, they're like most likely going to be about coding, right?
Yeah, all
The
are
flowchart.
coding. Yeah. It's similar, like you have the section, you have few questions that is like not the full codings, but ask you some basics, like how to make the equations, write the equations, how to do the operators, how to write the simple coding statements and so on. And then last question will be the full codings.
All right.
Like the previous semester. But
Yeah,
the
like the quiz you gave us.
Yeah, it's example. It's just an example.
Yeah, it's not going to be 100% safe.
Yep. Okay. So. Okay. So everyone done? So let me explain here. I think almost done, everyone. Okay. So let me start again. So this is okay for the validations. Okay, so input validation is important. So everyone make sure you know how to do the input validations. I will say that test 2 mostly, test 2 is only coding. Okay, full codings. Okay, so you need to make sure you know how to do codings and flowcharts. Okay, so print the number equal to integer. So you want the integer number from the input. Integer number less than 10. So print. So number while greater or so now you want integer. Okay, integer that number less than 10. So you want to filter out the number that is greater than 10. So when the number is greater or equal to 10, okay, then you print invalid entry. Okay, so number equal to integer input, enter a number less than 10. So this is the condition. This is the condition. So when the user ask user key in the input, let's say is user key in 10. Okay, 10 is greater and equal to 10, so it will print the invalid. So after that print statement, so it will have a condition. So this is the condition. So the condition is enter a number less than 10. So you ask the user to key in once again the value. So when user key in 9, so this 9 will go back to the loop and check. Okay, so 9 is not fulfilling this condition. 9 is not greater or equal to 10. So it will proceed to next one. So that's why it will print, okay, here is a single line spacing. Okay, here is the line spacing. And here is the valid entry. You will print this. Okay, so it will print this when the number is no longer fulfill this while condition. So this is for you to do the validation purpose. Okay, so keep this program safe so you can see that when you want to do it, how you're gonna do it. Okay, so this is another example using while loop for input validation. Okay, integer input how many players are available. While the number is less or equal to 0 means when the user key in the number is -1, -2, or either 0, so you will print invalid entry. And then player equal to integer input and please enter positive integer. Okay, this is the conditions. Okay, so let's say you also can do the validation like you're giving the option choose 1, 2, 3, 4. So when the user, so you need to make the condition here. Maybe while the selection is not 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe the selection is less than 1 or greater than 4. Okay, so you can make this invalid selections. It's based on your creativity. Nothing wrong, nothing right in the program. As long as it's work, then it's correct. Okay, so this one is the program. This one you can try at home. It's just similar. You just edit that program number 1, you can do it. So now I want to go to another slide. Okay, be patient. So we go to the for loops. Okay, so for loop and nested loop is next. So for loop is another convenient way of expressing a definite loops. Let me get a pen. Okay, so for for statement, it iterates over a range of values, numeric, string, list, and anything. Okay, so you can see that while if you use this is for comparison for while and for statement, both can have the same function, but the format is different. Both are for loopings. Okay, so number, the initialization number equal to 1, while the number is less or equal to 10, print n. So it will print from 1, 2, 3 up to 10. Okay, and every time equal to n plus 1. So after print 1, it will become 2, and then look back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then 11. When 11 is no longer fulfill this, then it will stop. That's why it's only print 1 to 10. So how you going to use for loops for that? Okay, so for loops, okay, when you want to print until 10, you need to put 11. The end one will never achieve. It will stop before the end. That's why you will put 11. You're not putting 10. When you want to stop at 10, you put 11. When you want to stop at 20, you need to put 21. Okay, then you print the end. The format is different, you can see, but the purpose same. Okay, so the for loops mechanics are how you use it. So range from 1 to 11 creates an object known as the intervals that allows the for loops to assign the variables, okay, 1, 2, 3 up to 10. So actually if you, by default is increment is 1. That's why you put 1 to 1 is begin, end. Actually, if you want to skip the step, each step by default is only 1. So if you're not putting 1, means that the step is by default 1. So let's say you put 1, 11, 2. So what is this? It's going to increase by 2 means 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then it will stop. Okay, this one means the step, each step. Okay, so begins is the first value in the range. If omitted, the default value is 0. If you have no, then it's 0 lah. So you can set. Okay, n is 1 past the last value. Okay, not be omitted. You need to set lah. Remember, the n1 is you need to add one number after the n. So you want 10, it will become 11. Okay, so the step amount of increment or decrement, it can be -1 if you want to reduce from the bigger number to smaller number, or either if you want to increase. Okay, default is 1. So this is another example. Okay, so this one you can type at home later, but not now. Later I will give you type another one, I think. Okay, so for n in the range of 21 means starting from 21. Okay, 2 before 0 means it will never go to 0. And then every time the decrement is 3. So it will decrease by -3, -3, -3. So actually it become, actually is n minus equal to 3. If you use the while loop. Okay, so 21 minus 3, you get 18. 18 minus 3, you get 15. 15 minus 3, you get 12. 12 minus 3, you get 9. 9 minus 3, you get 6. 6 minus 3, you get 6 minus 3, you get 3. 3 minus 3, you get 0. But 0 is the n. N will never appear. Okay, when you put it here, 0 means you don't want the program to show the 0 number. So here is stop until only 3. So this one END equal to this is to prevent it to create another line. That's why it is all at the same line. Okay. I personally prefer while loops than for loops. Okay. You can use both for, but I think for validation purpose, for while is more easier. Okay. For loops is good for the mathematical solutions. Okay. So how you going to do the for loops for the hello world just now? Okay. For the hello world just now, if you're using for, okay, this is just for the single spacing. So for count in the range of 0 to 5 means you want 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it will not achieve 5 because 5 is the end. So it will print hello. Okay, so means 0, it will print hello. 1, it will print hello. 2, 3, 4. When it is 5, it goes to here to check. It's not printing hello because 5 is not fulfilling in the range already. That's why this is how you're going to do it. Okay, so this is the flowchart for it. You can see the flowchart is the same. Not any difference from the while loops. Okay, so assign 1 to count. So when count is less or equal to 5 is true, then you will proceed, go back. If not, then you will false, go to the false. Okay, so now you can type this. This is to display the number and their square. So you have to do this now. Do this now. Okay, so this is your time now. Put down your hand first and then you can do this program. Take your time to do it. Hmm? Okay. Take your time. Okay. Mostly done. Still a little bit more. Few more minutes. Few students to go. Okay, wait a minute still. Omar done. Okay, so can I explain this now? So this is a program that last time used to come out also in the test, but now not really. Okay, so you can see that this program is short, but it can come out a lot of data. Okay, so it's good when you do the mathematical program. So you can see that this is to display the number and the numbers square number. So this is number initialized number equal to 1. Okay, the initial number equal to 1. For number in the range of 0 to 1, print number. Okay, and then this is the horizontal tab. That's why you can see here you have 1 tab, 2 tab, and then power. Here is using power, means the power of. If you use exponent also can. Number exponent 2, number star 2 also can. So here is using power. Okay, power is also number power of 2. Okay, so it will start from 0 up to 9. Okay, because it stopped at 10, so it is only until 9. So let's say if you put 1000, so it will have 999. You can try it at your computer. If you put more, then you will have more. Even though the program is just few lines, but it can run out a lot of data. Okay, so each time increment is 1. So it will show you the data for this. Okay. So this is the flowchart for it. So there also this error. This one supposedly is parallelogram. Okay, now assign number to 1 when 1 is less or equal to 10. Display the result. If true, then it will increase until the number become 10. It become 11, then it will become false. Okay. So summary, yeah. Basically is you have for loops, while loops, and then you can have nested. So for your program, all the basic you already know. So how to make a program is based on you. Okay. No true, no false, no true, no, nothing is, if you are different with your friends for the coding, it's not mean you are wrong or she is wrong or he is wrong. Okay. As long as it's work, then okay. Okay. So while the condition, the first condition is true, it will look back. If false, then it will go to the next. Okay. So for repetition structure, okay, while the initialization I is equal to 1, while the number is less than 11, you true, then sum equal to sum plus 1, I equal to I plus 2, go back to the top. Until the I is become 11, then it will go to false. Okay, it will proceed the next one. So you can see this is belongs to this while. So it will only proceed when this statement is fulfilled. If not, it will go to the next one. Okay, so for for also the same. You see the flowchart is the same. Okay, begins and end the step. So repeat the actions until it stop at the end condition. Okay, or you see both are similar, just the writing format is different. The flowchart same. Okay, so print the total number 1 to 10. Okay. So total equal to 0 for I in the range of 1 to 11, increase 1. So if you want to create a program, add the number from 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 10. So you need to put 1 to 11, means it will only count 1 to 10. Okay, from this. So every time increase by 1. So total will be total plus 1. Okay, so it will become like this, the flowchart. Or if you use the for, then this is it, the comparison. So initialization, the total is 0. The I is 1 if you put it here. Okay, the starting, the compare. Okay, the total when the I is less than 1. And while the I is less than 1. Less than 11, I think. Less than 11. Sorry, here is 11. Total equals to total plus 1. So it will look back until the I is become 11. Then it will stop. Okay, so for nested loop. Nested loop is inner loop goes through all the repetition for each repetition of outer loops. So inner loops complete sooner than the outer loops. So if you have a looping, so inner loop will complete faster than the outer loops, it means here. So total number of repetition for inner loops is product of number of repetition of two loops. Okay, well, this is confusing statement. Total number of repetition is the inner loop. For inner loop is the product of number for repetition for the two loops. So outside the loops plus inside the loops is the total loops of the inner loops. Last time, years ago, few years ago, they will even ask the questions. That time we final this paper. They will ask you how many times the looping happens. Okay, so you need to count the loopings, but it's not up to the nested loops. We are learning the civil engineering, so for this programming, we are still learning very surface and basic only. If you are in the FS KTM, the science computer, then for them, our subject, this one is kacang lah. They learn more advanced, but can't compare because we are only learning for one subject, and this is just basic. So don't compare with your friends that very advanced from the FS KTM lah. If you don't understand anything, you can ask from them to take a look or give you some tips lah. And also there are many ways of do the programming also. So there are many others things we haven't learned. We not yet learned this because this is just basic subject. So they are more advanced lah. Okay, don't worry. We have another slide. We're not yet finished for this class. We have another one, which is the jump and the jump statement. This is only 6 slides. Today's class is short. You guys are happy, right? You guys have not yet studied the test for tomorrow because of Raya. Okay, so for this is the jump and the jump statement for break and continue. Okay, so provide additional control to a loops with means of to simplify programming method in some cases. Overusing of improper using it can make the program difficult to read and to debug. Okay, use in the loops to immediate terminate the loops. If you're using break, if you want to terminate it, then you can use a break. Applies when the loop is forced to stop once the nested condition inside the main loop is achieved. So this is for your knowledge. It's not compulsory for you to use it. And if you want to use it, nothing wrong. If you don't use it, nothing wrong also. Okay, so let's go for the example 1. You can type this statement also. Let's do something else. You will be boring. Okay, you can do this. So put out your hand and type something. It's only 1 hour. We have 3 hours. So we will spend 1.5 hours for the class today. You type this first. Type this, finish, you raise up your hand as usual, then I explain again. Some already done. Yeah, it's just short program. You can do it now. Okay, so some of you start to finish this. Wait for your friends. Lisa, Azian, you okay? Tang, Miru, Aizat, who else? Abdi Nasir, Yazid is not having laptop. Okay, so let me explain this one. Let me get the pen. Okay, so you can see this one is if we're using the break statement. So this is the coding. If you already type, you can see that J initial is 0. So for I in the range of 0 to 20, or 0 to 20 means 0 to only 19. Okay, so I is equal to I plus 1. So it starts from 0. So I will become 1 each time. Add 1 each time, okay? So 1, 2, 3 up to 19, add to 20, and J is equal to J plus I. So it starts from 0. This is J equal to J plus I. This is I equal to I plus 1. Okay, so if J is greater or equal to 100, it's going to break. Okay, it's going to break. 100 is it? Okay, so print the number is, then you call the I. Okay, so the sum from 1 to is 14 or 100. When you type this, what is the result come out? I think it's not 14. Wait, let me check the coding. You guys run, it come out what result?
14, Doctor.
14.
Yeah.
14.
I confused this one. Okay. Means the sums here, the J greater or equal to 100. So this one is the number is, you call out the I, right? So here the sum is, okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus until 14. The J will become 105. So when you plus up to 13, when it's 13, the J is still not greater or equal to 100. So once the I become 14, you total up from 1 to 14, you will get 105. So when 105 is already fulfilled these conditions, so it is going to stop. You see, even though the range given is up to 20, but it is because you applying these break conditions, so the program will not run up to 20. because you break it halfway when it's fulfilled this condition. So the number is 14. And then the sum from 1 to 14 is 105. This one is when you have break lah. So if you don't have break, it will total up from 0 to 19. Wait. Okay. So this is when you have no break keyword. So your program, okay, you can copy it into another cell and then you remove the conditions of this. If j is greater or equal to 100 and this break condition, if you remove, why not moving? Okay, if you remove it, there's no more the break conditions. So when you run, the number is 20. It will stop at here. It will not stop halfway because there's no break conditions. So from 1 to 20 is 210. Supposingly is up to 19. Why is 20? 210. When I is 20, I'm confused also. You can calculate either it is up to when the number 1 to 20 is 210. It's supposedly stop at 21. Wait. It's 210, right? You can check the calculation. That's why I don't like 4. It's also confusing me always. Okay. So effect of the continue statement. That's how you have break and now you have continue. So continue is, okay, if you put like this, the condition, okay, if now you have this condition, okay, you add on this condition, I is equal to 10 or I is equal to 10. So continue. Means that it will total everything without 10. Just now the total is 220, right? But then you continue means you will skip this 10. Okay, so the sum is, you will come out 200. So 210 minus 10 is 200. So it will sum up everything, but then it will skip this continue condition. Okay, another one here, you can see that either I is 10 or either is I is 11, you still continue. So the total number, the sum now is 189. Okay, so the sum now is 189 because it's also deduct the 11. So this is continue and break. I think the condition is a little bit different. I will check with another lecturer why the range is up to 20, it can continue up to 20, not 19 only. And this is weird here. Okay, but it's okay. Don't worry. This one is not compulsory, but for the jump statement is for your knowledge. Okay. So the lesson is only until today for this class, but I will show you what is your tutorial this week. But you can do it after your test. Focus on your test first. Okay. Tomorrow is your test, so please study for your test. So this is in chapter 6 and the tutorial is already here. I believe you guys can already see it. Okay, so this is extractions from previous past year questions. You have? What sound is it? Muta, are you okay? I mute you, Muta, sorry. Okay. So you can have 2 questions here. You need to do the codings. Okay. Table 1 below show a list of messages to be displayed, withdrawal, process at ATM machine. Draw a flowchart and programming code. So you need to draw flowchart and also write the programming code that will read in the requested amount, display the message based on the amount, and display the message if the request accepted. Your program should be implement while loops. While loops for the validations, okay? And decision statement to reproduce the required output. To reproduce the required outputs. Or you can use the while loop, sorry, you use the while loops to ask the user, do you want to calculate again another set? Okay, and then this is the condition for 3. So another one is, these two questions are both from the past year. Question 2 is draw a flowchart and write a program code to execute the basic calculations such as additions, minus, multiplication, and divisions. So user needs to input 2 integers and select one of the basic calculations. Write the full program based on the sample output as below. Your program should implement while loops and decision, okay, statement to reproduce required output. This is example, but you need to do also. Okay, you ask the user can ask them to key in two value first, and ask them want to do what operations, plus, minus, multiplication, or divisions. And once completed, you can ask user want to calculate again or just quit the program. Okay, so you need to do these two. Next week there is no class, we have holidays, but you still need to submit lah. Do this after your test. No, after your test, focus on your test first. The test is tomorrow, so I suggest you to study for the test one first instead of doing this. Please study until chapter 4. Okay? Study until chapter 4. If you have any seniors, you can get it from them, the past year questions, or maybe assignment, tutorials, and so on. So that's it for class today. Any questions? Any questions?
Doctor, I have a question, but not about today's class.
Yes.
Can we get the answers for the quiz assignment that we had? I'm not sure about my answers, so I need like the right answer.
The answer scheme for the questions I cannot give you, but I can show you now.
All right.
I can show you now, but I cannot give you. This I give you last semester one, is it?
Yeah.
Let me show you now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is last semester, 1 hour, and then, okay. No, every semester like this, questions change from time to time. So this is the answer for question 1. Questions 2, write the coding, I write the mathematical functions. I will go through it. Okay. And this one, write the codings. Okay, so this is questions number 4, also write codings. On question 5, you will need to do the flowcharts. Okay, then you need to write the codings accordingly based on the questions given. That's it. In 1.5 hours, including scan the question, the answer sheets.
All right, doctor. Thanks. It's clear now.
Okay. So yeah, because I cannot give you guys the answer scheme, because sometimes the question will change just a little bit, or maybe change from time to time. So yeah, I cannot give you the full one, but I can show you the answer. Okay, so this is the equations. You need to know how to do the equations. This is important. Okay, so not necessary to be the same for all this. Will be different, and you need to know also the operators, how to write the relationals, like how to last chapter 5 you have learned how to write the and, or statement, and so on. So you need to know lah. So that's it for the test 1 also. Any other questions? If no question, we can end the class today. So good luck for test tomorrow. Don't forget to attend. I will not